Greetings everybody out there in YouTube land. Today I am up here on Mount Penn Mountain on an area called the Mount Penn Preserve. I'm in a parking area just off of List Road. It's one of the parking areas for this trail. This whole mountain up here has biking trails, hiking trails, and all kinds of stuff, and there's a lot of history and interesting places up here on the mountain. So one of the places, maybe two depending on how long this takes me today, but the first place we're going to go check out is a wine cellar from back in the 1800s, 1900s. It's called Kuechler's Roost. I think I'm saying it right. Some people say Kuechler's, some people say Kuechler's. I'll put the spelling that I found at the bottom of the screen here and stuff, but there he was known as the Hermit of Mount Penn Mountain for whatever reason. I guess he pretty much didn't come off the mountain for anything. But back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, this whole mountain up here was an area where people came for how should I say, to weekend getaways and stuff. There was a area called the Tower Hotel, which is over on Skyline Drive. I may include that in this video, or that may be a separate video, but there was a hotel over there, and to get up here you came up a gravity railroad or an electric railroad. I'm not quite sure which is which, because over on the Neversink Mountain, if you saw my other videos, there was a steam railroad over there at one time, and then it was an electric gravity railroad that you got up and down the mountain. Same thing over here, and some of these trails that are over here are actually on the old gravity railroad itself. So we are going to start this little journey here. I probably have maybe about a half-mile hike, I believe, if I read the maps correctly, to get to where I want to get to. There is no easy way of getting to it, I don't think. I believe the easiest way is parking at the Mount Penn Preserve parking on List Road and following the trails down, which is what I'm going to do. So we're going to see if there's anything interesting along the trails on our way to get to Kuechler's Roost. So let's get started. All right, so far coming down the trail, there's not that bad of a trail so far. We'll see how it goes once I get further down here and stuff. But getting back to what I was talking about in the beginning of the video, back in the day, coming up here to get up on this mountain, coming up the gravity railroad, there were a bunch of wineries on this mountain. It was known for that, and you would stop and stop at these wineries on the way up here to the hotel and stuff. And Kuechler's or Kuechler's Roost was one of those stops. He did have a restaurant there. I guess it burnt down at some point, and they built another one, and I guess that burnt down and stuff. So the actual restaurant, I guess, was not too far away from where the wine cellar was. But looking around here, and I'm seeing some steps leading up here. So while we're down here exploring, we're going to check to see where these go, and I think this is going to take me up to the old ballpark up here that I don't know if it's in use anymore or not. Well, yes it is. It's funny, when I came up List Road, the gates were closed and it looked like it was abandoned, but apparently not. And I actually forget the name of this park. Rotary Park, that's what this is called. So you can access the park from the trail, but we're going to go back on the trail here and keep making our way down to the wine cellar. So as you can see from the trail here, it does change rather quickly and gets into a rocky area. So depending on your level of hiking or mountain biking, as they use these trails for mountain biking also. I guess it's considered a black trail, so I guess it's more intermediate hiking and biking. And you can look at the map that's back at the trailhead there at the parking, and gives you all the colors and levels of skill and everything. I'm surprised for all the vehicles that are parked back there that there's not that many people on the trail here. It's a nice day. We're in about the middle of May here and stuff, so leaves are starting to come on things. Brush is the undergrowth starting to get green and everything, so I wanted to get up here and try and find some of this stuff before it gets too green and full of leaves and stuff, because you won't be able to actually see the gravity railroad that good and other points of interest. And I do have an app that I'm using on my phone that I saw another person recommend it, and it's called, as soon as I find it again, Trail Forks. It is a free app, at least I think it's free. I just started using it, so hopefully it is, and that's the app that I'm using to find my way around here on these trails. Some interesting rock formations there. All right, I'm going to shut the camera off here for a minute and continue on down the trail here so I find something more interesting to show you. All right, believe it or not, I think we are close to our destination. This is actually easier than what I thought it was going to be. Our destination is right there. If you can see it there. So this is Kuechler's Roost, or Kuechler's Roost. however you want to call it. This is the wine cellar of, I think his first name was Jacob Kuechler, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, on the first name. But this is his wine cellar, and I'm gonna back up here a minute. Ah, there's something interesting right here. Jacob Louis Kuechler, that's the guy's name. There's a picture of him right there. So there's the wine cellar that I just showed you, and that is the Roost. So the only thing that remains of that today is the wine cellar itself. So if we look, if I stand here correctly, there's the wine cellar. This is where the Roost would have been. So if I get a chance, I'll put a picture in here and stuff too, and show you. So we're gonna go and we're gonna check this out. If you look for it on the trails map, it's called the Vault. At least on the trail app. So we're gonna take a walk down here, and hopefully my light on my camera comes on like it's supposed to. And we'll check things out here. Like I said, it's old. Lots of it falling apart down there. So hopefully, I don't know if my camera's gonna, if my light's gonna come on or not. This gives you an idea. Oh, it is on. Okay. Did come on the way it was supposed to, although I don't have, I should have brought my flashlight. But it's pretty cool in here too. Not sure what those brackets are for on the ceiling there, but see if I can get down in here and show you, give you a view from the outside, or I should say from the inside looking out. And of course my light went off on the camera, but that's all right. There it goes, came back on again. So it is pretty cool in here, and it does absorb the sound. I imagine this would be a nice place to cool off in the summer, but unfortunately there is a lot of debris and garbage and whatnot in here. This is a neat little place. I just looked at the sign over there again for this. Since there is no stone, since there is no markings on this, it said 1882 he purchased the land up here on the mountain to make to grow the vineyard and stuff. And those right there are probably the original hinges or whatever for the door. So I was down here, and you can see where the door would have been right there and there. All right, so while we're here, we're gonna explore around here, and I think I might be where the gravity railroad was. If I looked on the maps correctly, they said the red trail was part of the railroad, which is what this is. Now that sign there is pointing gravity railroad to the left, or gravity trail I should say, to the left. But this doesn't look like it would have been a railroad bed at some point. So we're gonna walk around here a little bit. I have a feeling that this here is the old railroad bed. Yeah, markings on the trees, yellow and the red trail. I'm pretty sure this is it. So we'll go and check that out just as soon as I check out this over here that I found. Looks like a foundation of some sort at one time. Definitely looks like this was a building of some sort here. Stone foundation to something. And I thought they said there was nothing, no remains left up here. So I don't know what this could have been right here. But there was definitely something right there coming around here. All right, we're going to continue on this trail and see if this is indeed the gravity railroad. I'm pretty sure this is part of it. Just looking by the terrain here and stuff. Got to remember, when this railroad was active was well over 100 years ago. So to get on the railroad, to get up here, I believe it was 19th Street was where the station was. That you got on the railroad and it went through Engelman Park, wound its way up around the mountain here and stuff, came up on top here. Aren't that many pictures of it that I can find online. I want to get, wish I could have gotten over to the Berks County Historical Society to see if they had any more pictures on it, but unfortunately with this stuff, world events going on right now, whatever you want to call it, everything's pretty much closed. So yeah, this definitely looks like it. just by the way the contour of the land is. Just by the way, you can see that something was here at one time. Oh, and I think I just did the complete loop, because over here is the park where we came from. So Rotary Park's right there again. So I just walked around another trail here. So we're going to turn around and head back, go out past the Roost, see what's out that way. I always love filming wildlife when I'm out here hiking. He's a young one. Yep. On his way. I mean, it is peaceful up here. The only sound you hear is the sounds coming from the city off in the distance. And I'm actually standing again which might have been, very well could have been, remains of the Roost. If you look over in there. Not sure if it was the original Roost or the one later built. But there's definitely remains here of something at one time, including right where I'm standing. There's a flat area here where you can see cement or concrete. Like I said, it's getting a little green out here right now, and it's hard to see in there, and I'm not going to walk in because that's all thick briars and stuff in there. But I should have got up here a little bit earlier, but didn't have the time. All right, going to check things out some more. I don't think this is definitely not where the railroad went, the gravity railroad. So I don't know where it would have went past that, where the wine cellar is. So we're going to keep looking around here before we head back. I was kind of hoping to catch him on the camera. There's a huge woodpecker here. I don't know if you heard him when I was recording earlier and stuff, but he's just down the trail here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sneak up on him or not. He's just on that stump there. He just went onto the back side of it that I can't see him. Here he is. How awesome is that? Finally got to film some animals on one of my excursions. So again, after looking over the area up here, that one area that we walked down there, I'm not quite sure if that was actually the gravity railroad, just by, I don't know where else it could have went up here. If it stopped here or continued on somewhere, I don't know. So I can't find anything else that would resemble a railroad bed along here. So we're going to start making our way back to the vehicle. It's about, I'd say, total distance to hike from where we parked to get back here to the wine cellar is probably a half mile, maybe less than that, a little less, but I'd say between a quarter and a half mile, put it that way. So I'm going to walk around here a little bit more just to see if there's anything else here, any clues. So if I find anything interesting, we'll bring you back. All right, I came back to the information spot here again on this, on the Roost here and stuff. So this table that you see up here in the corner, you can actually go on YouTube and see a short video about it. This was saved from the fire in 1919 when the first place burned down, I believe. They saved that, so that's on display at the Historical Society of Berks County. And then at the bottom here, that foundation I was showing you, I'm pretty sure those stones that we saw over there, I'm pretty sure that's from the second Roost, or the new Roost. That was the Swiss styling. So, all right, we're making our way back to the vehicle. There's something interesting as I'm coming out here back to my vehicle, close to the park there. That pipe that's there almost looks like it would have been a drainage pipe and something going over top of it. But looking around here, I don't know what could have possibly went over top of this. If it was a road, as it does come out right here on the other side. So I don't know, because this would have been where that trail that we were on, that I thought was the gravity railroad, loop around and come back here. But I can't imagine the way this terrain is here with all the rocks and everything, this actually being a railroad. But I don't know, because I'm looking around here and I don't find, not finding anything else. But this just doesn't have the characteristics of a railroad bed. And I did find something else over here again, another wall of some sort. That runs along here. And of course I'm standing on nature's carpet. Jay from JP Videos would appreciate that, but this wall goes up along there, so this is a red trail, and they say the red trail was the railroad. I don't know. It's very well could have been it. But it just doesn't have the characteristics of a railroad bed, not the way the terrain is here and stuff. And I'm coming back up close to where the baseball park is, where we found those steps, and I found another set of stairs here. So I don't know where this would have led to. The area that I'm at here, obviously it's all overgrown, but with everything being green, it's, again, it's tough to figure out where anything is. So we may come back up here if I can find out more information, and do it again if I find anything new. But we're coming back out to where this picnic table and picnic area is. And I know there were some camps along here too. Where we came in, out there is Camp Lily. I'm not sure if it's still in use yet or not, or what kind of camp it is. And I thought there might have been another boys camp here or something somewhere. Like I said, this mountain has so much stuff to explore up here. You can't do it all in one day. And these trails that we're on, there are so many of them up here that loop around, crisscross each other. And I believe the one trail, you can ride it or walk it, whatever, it'll take you all the way down to Antietam Lake. I had some people on mountain bikes go by me as I was walking here, and the terrain they were going, nah, I definitely wouldn't be taking a mountain bike across all those rocks, but hey, to each their own. All right, and since there's nobody here in the parking lot, we'll film this real quick and show you the map here for the whole trail. Like I said, this mountain's got a lot of trails on it. You can explore all over. We spend days up here figuring this out. Okay, so I'm back out here on Skyline Drive, and this thing that's behind me here, which I'll spin you around and shows you what it is. Some of you probably already know what it is, but this is the area of where the Tower Hotel was back in the late 1800s and early 1900s. There was also one of two television stations to broadcast and sign on from up here, and I want to say that was TV 61. Yes, TV 61 WHUM. Broadcast studios were up here at the Tower Hotel. So I'm going to spin you around and show you the area here. This is the William Penn Memorial Fire Tower, and I'm going to put a picture of the past in here and show you this tower was never this tall. The original tower, it was called the Tower Hotel, was very short, but this is the area where the hotel was at one time. So we're not going to do the fire tower today, talk about that, because that's going to be a whole separate video in itself, and it's open once a month to visitors, but you can't get in it right now because of everything being closed and whatnot. But Tower Hotel would have been right in here back in the day, and again, I'll show you put a picture in there to show you what it was. The other TV station that was also in Reading at the time was Channel 33. That was down on Penn Street, I believe, and that was WEEU. And yes, same as the radio station, WEEU. So we're going to walk down along the Skyline Drive here and stuff, and show you some more of where the hotel was. All right, so we're down here at this area where that wall was that I showed you, and I believe these were some of the original steps going up to the hotel. And there's another view of the fire tower. And then Skyline Drive, this was all, I believe part of the railroad was on Skyline Drive here at one time, but I'm not quite sure. But this whole wall was done. Forget the whole history behind the wall, but the wall was built all done by hand. I think the workers might have got paid $1/4 a day or something like that, some ridiculous price. But a lot of the stone, I believe, they got from the quarry that's down at the pagoda, because the pagoda was built on top of a rock quarry. And looking out straight out here is the city of Reading, although the trees are getting too tall up here to really see anything. And with all the leaves starting to come on, can't really see that much. But this is it. This is the area of the Tower Hotel. And giving you another view of the fire tower again, in the area where the hotel was, and I believe I'm standing on it. What could be part of the remains of it. It was all in this general area right here. Just looking around here, this very well could have been it without having further maps and stuff. But this pretty much looks like this was part of it. And I believe I found the gravity railroad up here, but I want to be sure in the area I want to get to. Somebody's there taking pictures right now, doing portraits and stuff, so I don't want to bother them. But this here most likely was part of the hotel. Okay, after searching, finally found it. what is the remains of it. This may look like a service road, which I'm sure it is for something, but this is the gravity railroad, where the gravity railroad would have been, or the electric railroad, whatever you want to call it. This was the railroad that brought them up from 19th Street around Penn Mountain, came up through here and up through the top there to the hotel. Right there's the fire tower, and I'll take you up through there now that those people are gone that were taking the pictures, and show you how it went. But this is definitely it. I'll just walk down here a little bit to check things out here. But as you can see, there's plenty of biking paths and hiking paths here and stuff. And yes, these are for experienced people, is what I saw on the signs, biking and stuff. But I'm not going to walk all the way down there, but I'll zoom in for you and you can see down as far as it goes there. That is the old railroad bed. And we'll take you over here and show you the one. This is pretty much the same map that they have over at the Mount Penn Preserve parking area over there. And you can buy these maps. I'm sure if you look online, there's some stores in Reading that sell them. They're like $10, and they are waterproof and rip proof and stuff like that. Although the gentleman I was talking to over at the Mount Penn Preserve parking, we were talking for a while. He gave me a lot of useful information for over at Never Sink Mountain, so we're going to be going back over there and exploring that. Maybe not so much here in the summer, maybe in the fall once the leaves are off the trees and stuff, because there's a lot to see over there, and he gave me some good areas. But he said the best app is that one right there. It's a free app, Trail Forks. He was one of the ones that mapped out Never Sink Mountain and stuff. He's with some kind of bike club, I guess, Berks County Mountain Bikers Club or something or other. But nice guy, and name was Mitch. So don't know if I ever watched his video, but thanks for the info and stuff, and it was good talking to him. So a lot of useful information there that we're gonna use in the future when I go back over there and film some more. All right, still coming up the back side here of the gravity railroad, and the gentleman that I was talking to did say the area I was in over there, that one area was the railroad, but he said a lot changed, obviously, in 100 years. So things are different. But he said you could be standing on it where it was and you wouldn't even know it. He said one of the better areas to look for it is down in Engelman Park. So, but anyway, this comes up and wraps around and goes up to the top there. So this is it. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I hope it's not that too long for you. Yeah, I'm a little winded from walking up down there. It is a little bit of a steep walk. So hope it wasn't too boring for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got any information, please share it in the comments and stuff. If you like it, give it the thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button and the bell also to let you know when I upload stuff. So thanks for coming along. We'll see you soon.